The 4 doctors receiving awards this evening for their service to Family House are world-class caregivers in every sense of the word. They bring their big minds and their huge hearts to helping children who face life-threatening illness, as well as giving vital support to the families who love those children beyond measure. Our honorees treat the fear and the stress carried by their young patients and their families with the same attention that they bring to their physical illnesses. And they help make sure that Family House is a safe and welcoming space for families, for the children, while they undergo treatment far from home for weeks, months, and sometimes years. Families of sick children need so much more than a place to sleep and eat and change clothes during these difficult days and weeks. And thanks to these doctors and Family House, they find just what they need, which is a haven that lifts the spirits of every single person who walks through the door. We've invited 2 remarkable spoken word artists to write and perform a special piece in honor of our medical heroes and sheroes. Please welcome to the stage Janae Johnson and Darius Simpson.
I was taught to build with my hands, a reckless yet faithful student of sand castles and Jenga blocks.
Play-Doh and multicolored Lego mansions that never found a sky nor ceiling.
Far from a sculptor.
Miles from a surgeon.
But this is how I was taught to create.
So what does it mean to build?
And what does it mean to even build a sanctuary?
To hold someone within your walls for no other reason than to hope that they remain safe. To use only tools sharpened by compassion, understanding, and decades of healing practices.
To know the task at hand should not be about completion. It should be about refuge. It should be about comfort.
Should be about what do you need.
It should be about we want everyone who loves you here.
Should be about stay with me for as long as you can.
The sanctuary that Family House built is more community than a place of residence.
More beating heart than organization.
Over 40 years, well over 40,000 families.
Family House remains a kind of sanctuary that knows community care is the brick and the mortar, standing on a foundation of soil rich with human connection.
So thank you for teaching us how you build, and for the doctors who have managed to marry the medical field to a culture of radical empathy. We dedicate this poem to you. For Dr. Mignon Loh, who treated patient Hannah Gould and family. Dr. Loh, once described as the queen of yes. For the curious, passionate, lifelong learner in you, for the authenticity that makes you more team than player, more leader than scientist, more likely to understand a cure can both be emotional and physical, a conductor with an ear for your patient's needs. The symphony sounds like years of new discoveries, for the laboratory work transformed into clinical trials, for the magnifying glass over your patient-oriented care, for the translational research, for the time you said it is not going to always be okay, but we are going to try to make it okay.
For Dr. Mort Cowan, who treated patient Jason Golden and family. Dr. Cowan, for your accomplishments in bone marrow transplant science, for your genius innovations in making biology elastic, for your studious capacity to put your patients on a podium, for taking and giving and moving and remixing and realigning to make new music of the body's natural responses, to advocate for more space to keep the parents close, to push for a play space for the little ones' imaginations to run free.
For Dr. Kate Matthay, who treated patient BK Cannon and family. Dr. Matthay, for your humble brilliance, for the moments you've taken the time to connect with your patients. an artist in your own right, a visionary, innovator, architect of research. Your blueprint alone shows a foundation of 20+ years of responsive generosity in the medical field, for the trailblazer and meticulous student in you, for creating options for children with some of the most invasive forms of cancer, for creating space for parents with some of the most unimaginable challenges, for transforming grief into incessant hope, for always advocating, for always learning, for always choosing to fight alongside of your patients.
For Dr. Diana Farmer, who treated patient Sam Colosio and family. Dr. Farmer, for your fearless focus on the wellness of the entire family, for your continuous contributions to bringing bodies together, for zeroing in on the importance of caring for the caretakers, for stitching together the impact of care beyond the table, whether it was the sediment of life that got you here, whether it was written in stone from the beginning, whether it was a stroke of fate or simple math or pure luck, we are grateful that you ended up here tonight, for us to acknowledge your commitment, for us to all take a moment to give love to the surgeon scientist herself.
The most intentional choice that we can make is to actively learn about the people who live amongst us.
Fearlessly focus not only on the ones who built the sanctuary, but the ones who once lived inside.
Family House teaches us how to properly build and has done so for decades and hopefully decades to come.
Less with reckless hands and more from a place of compassion.
Teaches us to ask, what do you need?
To reassure, we want everyone who loves you here.
To whisper,
Stay with me for as long as you can.
No, don't go. Come back. Come back. Come back. Janae Johnson, Darius Simpson. Wow.